and I were talking about this yesterday, and he went on his show on denversports.com talking about how the Aaron Gordon trade is the greatest Nuggets trade of all time. Over old school trades like Kiki Vandeweghe and Alex English, and more current trades like Allen Iverson and Marcus Camby and Kenyon Martin and Chauncey Billups, of course. His point was, and I don't disagree with it, that the Aaron Gordon trade was the greatest Nuggets trade of all time. Then I said, all right, let's expand this debate a little bit. What are the greatest, not the most significant, not the biggest, I'm just talking about the greatest, the best, positive results, the best Denver sports trades ever? And I put together my list of 5 with an honorable mention that got off, as Stokley and others pointed out, to a horrible start, a dreadful start. I own it. I'm tapping the chest.
Wait, okay. Let me set this up,
Okay.
because you're going to just try to pat. I patted the test. I tapped the chest. I took ownership. No.
I did.
Mark, it was
pointed out wrong.
So I've been doing radio for since 2016. So a little over 9 years now.
You got here 1 year before Ray Bennett. Anyway, keep going.
Me and Ray. I might be the fall guy. I might be the fall guy around this place. So Mike puts together this list, right? And he said, well, I did an honorable mention too. He feels good about his list that he has. You know, he's got a big smile on his face. He's hyping it up. Yeah. And it's like, okay, I can't wait to hear the list. So he said, honorable mention, Aqib Talib, right? And so I go, okay, well, I don't really remember that trade, but. And he's like, well, they traded for him, so it's on the list, right? And then so he starts going on, and he says 5 is Zim, your guy Zim, and then he starts, going down the list, and all of a sudden I'm asking him something. I'm trying to get some answers to some questions about his list, and he is locked in on the text line. The Ramos
totally distracted.
He's not paying attention.
Not a word.
And I think he was getting blown up on the RamosLaw.com text line.
On two fronts.
Right.
Was getting blown up.
2 fronts. The first one was Aqib Talib signed as a free agent. It wasn't even a trade.
Correct.
Yeah.
So his honorable mention one
blown up
was
egregious. Egregiously wrong.
It wasn't even, shouldn't be on the list. It was so bad.
It was bad.
Zach Bye was laughing at him. When we know what Zach did.
Which laugh was he laughing at me with?
That one.
That one?
Yeah.
Or it could have been that one.
Could have been.
Or and possibly this one.
So, and then he left off Champ Bailey altogether.
Yeah, I did.
Ooh.
And he had your guy Zim on it, and people were telling him, come on.
All right, so I got, all right, Talib, I screwed up. But the
not, Mike? Let me just ask you: did you not have the internet last night?
That's what.
No, I didn't.
Did you do any research?
No. This was one of those things. And listen, I mean, we plan for this show, but we also keep an open mind to topics that might just all of a sudden randomly, organically pop up. And that one popped up. And had I done a little bit more research, I would have realized that Aqib Talib was a free agent. But, okay, I own that. But let's get to the heart of the matter.
He's an idiot and a fool.
Okay? It comes down to this. People are upset, and I'm very curious because I know that you're going to weigh in, and there might be a little bias here, but be that as it may, I would still, recognizing the mistake I made, you absolutely have to put the Champ Bailey-Clinton Portis trade, acquiring Champ Bailey, in consideration. But even knowing and acknowledging my mistake, I would still put Champ Bailey honorable mention, and I would put Gary Zimmerman number 5. Then I went Ray Bourque number 4, Aaron Gordon number 3, Patrick Waugh number 2, and John Elway number 1. Are you okay with me putting Zim ahead of Champ Bailey?
Zim was pivotal in winning our first world championship here in Denver. So, yeah, I'm okay with that.
Stoke?
I mean, Zim, remember what happened. Well, remember what transpired.
No one remembers.
Well, let me just
please do.
Enlighten you.
Sit back and grab a chair and listen.
Sit back, yeah. So Zim retired after the 96 season, and he was at Sturgis riding motorcycles. We sent Elway during training camp to Sturgis to ride some motorcycles with him, recruit Zim to come back. Zim comes back. I think he showed up like week 3 or 4. We flipped around the offensive line. Tony Jones goes to right tackle. Zim slides back into left tackle, and we win a world championship with Terrell Davis and John Elway beat the Green Bay Packers. The run game, I don't know if you remember that, but it was pivotal in that Super Bowl. Zim was a huge factor in winning a world champion, the Broncos' first world championship. So, yes, I'm okay with that, Mike.
Okay, why are
Go
you looking
ahead,
at me? No. What do you want me to say? I mean, you asked him for his opinion,
yeah.
okay?
Well, do you want it?
Well, I would
you
just
don't-
think
well,
that-
you don't mind arguing with me? Were you intimidated by Stink? Why don't
No,
you argue with him?
No, I think that Champ Bailey should be ahead of him. But I played with Champ. Mark played with Zimmerman. So we're both we can agree to disagree. I wasn't around here, when Zim was playing tackle, right?
Would you like to address this other thing I brought up about Zimmerman and Stink?
Well, first
But
off,
I think Champ
let me add-
Bailey. I don't know if Gary Zimmerman goes down as a top 10 left tackle of all time. Mark might think so, but I know that Champ Bailey goes down as probably a top 10 cornerback of all time.
Well, Gary Zimmerman is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, is he a top 10?
Gary Zimmerman was all decade of the 80s and all decade of the 90s.
Took him a long time to get in the Hall of Fame, I think. I mean, a lot longer than it did for Champ. So I'm not hating on Zim. I don't want to hate on Zim.
No.
Right?
No. How many championships did Champ win?
He won 0. He won 0. It's not. I mean, you know, it's a team sport, right? It's not about one player in football. This isn't.
I know
this
that.
isn't tennis. So I mean, you got to have help. You can't do it all by yourself. So didn't know. I mean, we know that. Mike over here was saying that Zim had to ask you every play about what the play was. Zim didn't even know the play, but he's one of the greatest to ever do it. But he didn't know his playbook. Is that
he knew? He just liked security. He knew.
Oh,
the play.
okay.
He would just needed his security. I was like I was his whoopee.
Okay.
I was Zim's whoopee.
Mike over exaggerated it.
No, I did.
Yeah, you did. You said Zim didn't know any of the plays.
Should we put the
you said-
big board of
Yes.
Stink.
Yes.
Big board of BS.
Don't make me turn my considerable strength on you because you have said, and I think I can get backup on this. You have said more than once. Oh yeah, with Zim, he used to always ask me on the way up to the line of scrimmage, "What are we doing here? What are we doing, Stink? What are we doing? What do we got? What do we got? What are we doing?"
All time.
Okay,
every
well
play.
then that's my point.
Yeah, but Mike.
Well, your point is not that Zim knew the plays. He just liked to have.
Okay,
security.
tomato. I mean, if you're talking,
No, it's not. No, it's not. Getting confirmation is not knowing the plays, Mike.
Yeah.
Again, put it on the big board of BS.
Yes,
I think
please,
I
Johnny.
think that goes on the big board of BS.
Because I called you
You're
out.
just taking a lot of creative liberties with you. Like you just none of them are true. They're just like whatever floats your boat that particular day.
Yeah, that's what's happening here. So, Mark, right away I called him out. I'm like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
This is – Mark, if Mark did say that, the way that you were phrasing it, Mike, he's way exaggerating this because nobody is asking a player every play. I mean, what to do. I mean, this guy is a starting left tackle.
Well, that's what Mark just said. That's what Mark said.
He wanted confirmation, but he knew what to do. He just wanted confirmation. You didn't phrase it that way. You acted like Zim didn't know anything about anything and just showed up to the game and was like, Mark, where do I go? What do I do? That's what you acted like. You way over-exaggerated.
So you think it's normal because you were making the case against Gary Zimmerman being a Hall of Famer and being all that great because I said that he was always asking Stink what to do. So you think it's normal for a Hall of Famer to come up to the line of scrimmage on every play? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing, Stink? Because you were critical of that earlier, so now you're not critical because now you got Mark on the line here.
I never said that Gary Zimmerman shouldn't be a Hall of Famer. That's what you just said. Again, you're just putting words out there that I didn't say.
You said
again, this is what you're doing again.
You said you were questioning his legitimacy because he was asking Mark what he needed to do.
Well, yeah, because if he didn't know what to do, if he really didn't know what to do, then yeah, how can you be a Hall of Famer? That would be like a miracle of all miracles. Yeah. You never knew what to do. You didn't know your playbook, and then you know what? You just go out there and you dominate the game. Year in and year out.
You played with Hall of Famers, right?
You went to the Hall of Fame, but you never knew what to do. That would be amazing.
Did Marvin?
That would be like the immaculate Baby Ruth.
Did Marvin? Did Marvin or Reggie, when you guys broke the huddle, did they come trotting up to the line of scrimmage, going Stoke? What are we doing? What are we doing, Stoke? Did they ever ask that?
sometimes you do have that communication out there.
But
Stink
says it happened on every play.
I always confirmed with guys on certain things because you have different releases when you motion and things like that. So you like confirmation, to Mark's point, right? Mm-hmm. And Mike's over here trying to hype this thing up, Mark, and he's still reeling from the worst segment ever that I've ever been a part of in 9 years, and how bad the whole trade list was. He's still reeling from that. So now he's trying to get us to fight. It's just not working, Mike. It's just a bad day for another bad. It's been a bad week for Mike.
What about the list? What about my list, guys? What about my list? Okay. All right, here's my new updated factual list.
2.0.
Okay? Here's my factual
with actual traits.
Facts. Okay. Facts. Okay. Actual facts. Okay. Here it is. Updated. All right. My is honorable mention, Champ Bailey. Number 5, Gary Zimmerman. Number 4, Ray Bourque. Number 3, Aaron Gordon. Number 2, Patrick Waugh. Number 1, John Elway. That's my list. You two can tell me if I'm right or wrong in the text